tracing the horizon. My eyes, they love to drink you in. Lead me back to...
I'm a Queenslander, so 4X beer is the beer to drink. It's mid-strength, keeps you honest. You can have a few coldies on a hot day and not be pissed. So yeah, no, 4X is my beer.
How's your day been? What have you been up to in the studio?
I've been listening to lots of drumming and bass work and yeah, and playing my games.
Tell it. Can you talk more about your video games?
Not really. They're not that high tech. It's okay, Chris. All good.
No, this is actually this is the part I wanted to talk about. So what games are you playing and why do you play them?
I play them when I'm bored. And when I can't get through a level, Evan does it for me so I can go to the next level. Because he's an awesome husband.
That's true. That's
So
true.
besides our music, who else do you like to go out and watch?
Bon Jovi! Woohoo!
Let's leave it at that.
Our story begins at a quiet little town in the outskirts of Melbourne known as Hurstbridge, where we meet Justin, who will be our recording engineer for our project. Justin's a very straightforward sort of guy, and he's found his quiet life out in the country with his home studio, his new wife, his dog. He's a very happy man. So it was a real pleasure working with him, and he had a lot of the technical know-how and a good ear for details. So that was very handy.
Yeah, played a lot of covers in my younger years. Probably about 3-4 years ago, went to originals and never looked back. It's just you get so much more expression. It's your art, it's your art form. You get to create with other artists, and it's just, I love it. It's new, it's fresh, and you can put whatever you want into it. So yeah, originals. I mean, still muck around with covers, but originals is where my heart is. So.
To get the ball rolling with recording, we kicked things off with Evan on drums.
Winter rolled around and then it punched me in the face. I woke up kicking.
Then Anthony was only more than happy to chime in with his beloved Steinberger bass guitar. Not my look, but it sounded great.
Say goodbye that day. And it's a fine time to leave me tonight, while the moon hides its light, while the wind...
And of course, our musical instrument, Maestro, JP, was prepared with an abundance of guitars, including this 12-string Dan Electro, which gave us a whole bunch of twang on Miss You.
How was your lunch, JP?
Lunch, not bad. Just
On a scale of 1 to 10.
1 to 10, kind of all right. No, it's good. Yeah, 7 or 8 for what it was.
And should I go tell them? Or?
Why would you do that?
7 or 8 might be better than what they normally get.
That's not special.
You're going to rip them on Irby Spoon, aren't you? No.
So we're just. So what's your vocals for The City We Love? Can you
It's
give us
definitely not going to be that. Do you want to do the whole death growls? That sort of thing.
So where does that fit in The City We Love?
It's not going to happen. So.
Or is that The City We Don't Love?
This is called being put on
Get
camera.
shitless on it.
Get that feeling out.
Is this a product endorsement? Well, you told me to. Because from a cost and performance viewpoint, it's the best blend and most versatile amp. It's pedal friendly, it's got some lovely clean sounds, which is what I'm going to need most of all. It's still got scope to do other things as well.
Come on, tell us why you really don't.
Because it goes up to 12.
And he's not kidding. That's how they sell amps. After Spinal Tap, that's the only way they can sell them.
Well, it's like a car that's got it's like a car that's got a speedo that runs to 250. It doesn't matter that it doesn't get to 100.
It's a fine time to leave me tonight while the moon hides its light, while the wind throws the trees around, and it's a whole different world in the dark. No more walks in the park, no more skies filled with endless blue, and I miss you.
Now it's time to listen back to all the tracks and make sure we haven't left anything out or whatever we need to add. I'll pick these things up, and just to save time, when I cook, I pretty much cook like 10 meals and then freeze them, because I'm prepared for weekends where it's just studio. So yeah, it's all good. He's phoned down because he knows that, you know, he's been on the phone too much, one might say, and finally he's got a guitar to play. So he's like, yeah, that might be the reason why he put the phone down.
There's a bunch of reasons.
So what's your experience been so far
I've
working on the album, Duncan?
Well, I've been involved in the background, and I'm kind of getting to have a guitar so I can kind of take centre stage for a minute.
He's having a break and he's like, give me a damn guitar because I'm sick of holding a phone.
Twist JP's arm. But no, I've just been horribly impressed, well, awesomely impressed actually, by how everyone's pulled together and kind of collaborated to make it into something that I think was beyond what anyone imagined.
Yeah, it's kind of like the old Beatles thing, sum of all parts. There, I just compared us to the Beatles, but anyway.
There's no shame in that.
just slipping that one in.
The
If it helps with record sales, I'll say it again.
The Beatles.
Well, I'm using the right-handed guitars for one thing, because Chris is left-handed, or wrong-handed as I like to imply, which is no use to me. Some great guitars, great sounding guitars, and we've used a fair bit of them. The Gretsch, my Falcons we've used a fair bit for some leads. The Strat, also more so, the Tele, the Nash guitars with it. Yeah, it's got a nice mean buy that when we decide we want to use that delivers the goods. On my end, that's where the good hand come along. Mostly a bunch of my from the Ibanez fleet that I tend to use. I bring along. I bought these two new Talmans, brand new models based on Telecaster and Strat respectively, and they deliver the tones that I want. I'll probably be using these for live, for playing these songs live anyway. So that's on standard, except the Strat's on drop C, so you can get that spaghetti western sound.
Open road, blue skies. Should have seen the storm dragging from the look.
JP had this idea of tuning down to get a baritone sound with his guitar, possibly inspired from his metal days, playing drop tunings on the guitar, and it worked amazingly well, and he really made the song rock.
Best times were raging to an end. Layla took the highway, left me standing still. Layla took the highway, looks that might have killed. From the look in her eyes, a hurricane was blowing in. Hurricane was blowing in.
Holding on. I'm singing the second verse.
So while I'm sort of playing along with the track with yourself, Chris, and the guys, I'll let my bass sort of talk in the track, and yeah, just play with feeling, I suppose. Play what comes out naturally. Yeah, that's it.
If she ever looked my way,
Who am I waiting for? Why do I wait?
I don't know what I would say.
What are you waiting for? Why do you wait?
I feel it coming on again.
I'm a big believer in the power of setting an intention, and I remember setting an intention distinctly that I wanted to write a duet to sing with a female singer, and I write a lot of songs, and I remember a song hit me one night and I'm like, this is the one I've been waiting for. And I knew it had to be my friend Rosie who would sing it with me, and I'd met her whilst playing guitar in Rosie and the Mighty Kings, and luckily she said yes, and she sang on the song, and I'm really happy I got to share it with her, and she did a fantastic job, as I expected she would.
Yeah. Sweet.
She keeps me wide awake at night.
What is the right time? When is it right?
Her face becomes the brightest light.
Never a right time. It's always right.
I wonder who she thinks about, and if she's there alone. I wonder how she'll figure out with whom she will belong. Feel like the water flows. Don't let it go too long. Just
So when we record in the studio, we don't want our vision of what our live song might be to hold us back. You know, we just want to use our imagination. We just want to actually try and achieve our vision, and yeah, use our imagination. And people like Jimi Hendrix, that he did that really well. He said, "Oh, well, I'm just going to put on a different experience on stage. I'm not going to try and recreate what I did in the studio." So I really like that idea of not holding yourself back in the studio and not thinking ahead too much about what have I got to do live. You know, how am I going to do this live? Just let yourself be free in the studio, and that's what's fun about it, actually.
You're a happy man after all that bass on that song.
Yeah, I know. Just tracked Free Flow. I did a couple of some double tracking. And,
Anthony, feel flow. Do you feel it?
What do you call it? Feel Flow or Free Flow?
Feel flow.
Feel Flow. Forgive me.
I don't want to have to tell you again, alright?
It's actually surprised me, because when I sort of set this up when I bought the place, but I was recording prior to having this place set up, and I was expecting to get a lot more bands, you know, like sort of, you know, guys wanting to record drums, for instance, but I've had all sorts of stuff from voiceover work to bands as well, to like singer-songwriters, to iPhone apps, audio for that. Disney, about 7 years ago, I lost everything in the Black Saturday fires, almost my life. And prior to that, about 3 or 4 years before the fires, I actually came to this place, and Jack Jones, or Erwin Thomas, was recording here. He got me to come have a listen to some mixes. It wasn't this gear, but it was different setup. Thinking, oh, this is incredible. If this was at the sale, I'd buy it.
The ultimate in veggie food, spinach and ricotta quiche.
He's filming everything, this guy.
I'm just going bananas. Between double espresso iced coffee and real cocoa barista brothers. Yeah, you got iced
the
coffees to
nippies
make
as well.
up for it, because I would have been bouncing off the walls otherwise.
You reckon?
Yeah, still.
There's a car. Oh, there's another car.
You almost think,
And there's 3 cars in
you
like
think we're on a road or
20
something?
seconds.
My mind is normally so scattered and bogged down with details. It was actually refreshing to just watch cars go by and count them. And I thought it was amusing counting cars in a country town. And then I saw this
Do you think he has a sense of
grocery
humour
store
besides
let
that?
us in, so the amusement continued.
Are you kind of obligated to be, you know, humorous to every customer for having a sign like that?
Oh, they got no choice.
But I guarantee.
I'd go in and just go, can you tell me a joke?
I guarantee if you went in and told them a joke, they'd say, no, we're a serious establishment here, shut up.
Well, they just need to live up a bit more. You have an establishment name like that, you'll be attacked by every
do you
single
think,
pun in
Anthony?
their own
Come on.
universe. Of course.
Let us in.
I know what you're thinking about.
Mate, I got my sugar here, so I'm cool. Very nice.
I'm done. The road. We're up to the road. Back on the road again.
Yeah, what I was going to ask you, transport bar. You don't have any street there.
Turn the bottom.
Yeah.
It's been a long and mostly lonesome road, but at least I met you. There's been a hole deep in my very soul, but at least you've seen it too. Where to from here? When I am numb with fear, where to from here? When I can't see what's clear, I've needed you more than anyone when the dark days have come, and I've wanted you more than you would know.
It was great having a guitar student of mine, Caitlin Rook, singing on a couple of songs, Miss You and this one, The Road. And it was really nice catching up with her, and where it didn't involve learning Ed Sheeran songs. Caitlin did a fantastic job doing some lovely backing vocals, and pretty much rocked up after school one day, bang bang, done.
We have success. We have a tuner that actually tunes.
That's it. You have to tune every 2 seconds when you play this guitar.
Yeah, it's like my classical.
I'm
It's
probably
like a nylon string. You have to.
Snapping bloody videos every 5 minutes.
I just write very relaxing music, you know, can I say? Easy listening, I call it.
Sleepy, so I want to reckon chat about it. It's self-esteem.
Pretty nice, isn't it?
Yeah, sounds great. Oh yeah. Cool. Do you reckon that tone?
I'm wondering whether that's a little bit plucky at that setting. It's like a little, just a little, like it's almost got a banjo backgroundy type quality to it.
So I was thinking just a bit more definition. Alright, try it on that. That's brighter.
Yeah. I think it'll work. Yeah, I reckon.
We're just working our way through the entire guitar shop
We've got
here.
some more guitars out there. Use yours.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's pretty good.
That sounds nice.
Standing at a crossroads, a busy street ahead, looking back at places and the people I have met. When I found love, that's where I wanna be. I'll take another step and see what's in front of me.
So is 4X the secret to your success as a drummer?
I wish you hadn't said that, because now everyone will do it. But no, it's not the secret to success. 4X is just a good, refreshing beer on a hot day. The secret to my success is 30 years of practice. And yeah, jamming with good people. Thanks, mate.
All right, Evan, you can stay in the band, mate. I was really happy with Evan's drumming on the whole album, and this song was a standout. And also Anthony really added a lot of funkiness to it, and the two of them really took the song to a great place, and very grateful for that, and very happy.
The triumphs and fails.
I wasn't thinking about what I was doing there too much. I was just trying to stay in time.
Well, I think you achieved that really well because that last chorus that you're playing really sat with the rhythm section nicely.
I wrote this song while I was holidaying in America, and it's probably the oldest track on the album. And the guitar solo was always there. I always felt like it needed a solo in the middle of the song. And then I realized there was a lot of space in the verses. So I got inspired by Mark Knopfler's playing on Sultans of Swing and just tried to do something similar. And I still practice air guitar regularly too.
So next we might even get into some vocals, and we're possibly working at a second studio, so that still remains to be worked out. But we've been really happy with Phoenix Sound Studios, and they've certainly come in and helped us continue with our timeline. But the next thing will be to make a start on lead vocals, but also finish the guitars, and we've got a zillion guitar tracks, as we like to do. So, and sometimes, the song doesn't really come to life until all the layers start to take place and sit there and get mixed in properly, and then it's sort of like each layer is contributing, So, it's very much a guitar-driven sort of sound, but also vocal-driven. And I like the range of songs we've got. We've got stuff where it's just one acoustic guitar and vocals and a shaker, right through to 5 electric guitars sort of blazing away, which I think is important on an album because it helps the listener reconnect to what's going on. If everything sounds kind of similar, it's much easier for the listener to disengage with the music as they play an album. And with an album, I mean, the album is, some people say they're a dying sort of species, the album, but I still think they're important. I think they're a lot of fun. I think it means you've got room to be really creative, putting out just a single, I mean, you've just got that one song, and how much room do you have to move within that one song? Whereas putting out an album, you can have your simple songs, and you can have your songs where you can kind of open up a bit more and experiment a bit more. So I like the format of the album, but of course, in order to commercialize it, the listener has to like it too. So that's where I think having some variety in the tracks is important, and I think we're definitely achieving that, whilst keeping everything within our sort of what's comfortable for us and what suits us as well, what suits our sound and our style and our personality, so everything's within that realm, but we've still got that variety within that realm. So yeah, there we go.
Okay, any other thoughts or reflections on your first couple of days in the studio?
Yeah, I need to get some sleep.
That's a good one.
For anyone interested in kind of building up even just a home studio, any just maybe 3 top tips?
3 top tips. Always work with a click. Doesn't matter whether you like it or hate it, or whether you think your music has feel. I always hear people make the excuse that, I'm more of a feel player, I don't need the click. That's a cop out. And that's my experience, by 30 years plus experience of playing drums and doing all this stuff. I know that to be a real truthful thing, and all the brilliant musicians of the world know how to play around with the click too. They can really sort of play with it. doesn't always have to be on all the time or machine-like. That's one. Second one is be subjective, because it's so with all the technology and all this stuff that we've got, in particular software, plugins, you can lose yourself in that and end up having this thing that's just horrible. You might have all the latest Waves plugins and all the VST instruments in the world, but there still has to be some subjective thinking going on. So that word subjective is really important. And probably the third one, mic position. That's a really, really important one. Like just getting the right position on the mic. You know, there's all sorts of other things that add to the sound, like the type of mic and the preamp and everything like that, and the resolution you're recording at. But the first part of the chain is the position of the mic. So whether it's miking up a drum kit or vocals or whatever it is, guitar, I always sort of try and listen to the, you know, to the acoustic instrument in the room, and then sort of take it from there, and you know, not afraid to change the position of the mic if it requires it.
Thanks, Justin. It's been awesome.
No worries.
Thanks for recording us, and
No problem.
yeah, keep doing your thing at Phoenix Sound Studios.
Great.
I just finished the vocal take for Blue River, and I'm very appreciative that I've still got any speaking voice and singing voice. And this really helped me. Bit of green tea and honey, just keep those vocal cords warm, because I'm a stickler for drinking a lot of cold water, and sometimes it works against you when you're trying to sing Blue River.
So as not to completely blow the budget for the album, especially given the sheer number of tracks on many of the songs, which is not unusual given our modern digital world of recording. We set up shop to record some of the album in my own home, my apartment, and that became somewhat of a hotel for some of the band members. I wouldn't say it was 5-star, but there was wine and shelter and chocolates.
My eyes, they love to drink you in, lead me back to her. I walk beside Blue River.
One afternoon, our classically trained violinist Bernadette came in to play some violin, and whilst surrounded by iPhones, she did a fantastic job, and she really added a nice touch to some of the ballads, The Road, What Else Can I Say, The City We Love, Miss You, and one or two more, and she had time to have a beer with us, which is awesome. Those people in our life that suddenly they're there one day and then the next they're gone, and it happens so quickly, and it's always a shock, and this song's kind of a tribute to them.
Life we found has just begun. You are the candle in the night. When I can't see you put things right, and even though you're miles away, and my heart will always cry for you. And I know this much is true, that I would fall for you.
That was really good. Just the last. It's only the last part. I'm hearing this. And it's going to hurt my brain to write that on a music staff. So, can you do it for me, Bern? Thank you. Yep.
And we love her.
I wanted to get that sound like when you're at a loud Irish pub in Melbourne and everyone's obviously had a few beers and either chanting along to a football game or a band that's playing all their favourite songs, and that's kind of the spirit of this song.
We live for our latte and
So I asked my mate Duncan, who I love to have a beer with, if he could chime in on the backing vocals for this song, and he didn't hesitate, and I think it added a bit of character to it.
we're feeling the pinch with our study and work and our bond.
It's no secret that I write a lot of songs that are very personal and maybe about a couple, about a relationship, and I wanted to write a song that was about Melbourne, which is a big group of people, and that's I wanted to share that with everyone. I wanted something everyone could relate to.